Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Mike L, Kevin Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and the Eternals better watch its back because there's another book coming for it in the race for the best quote award at the Quesadillas
I
or the
think I
Fleas
know what the
Awards.
quote is.
Yeah,
I think I know.
that Black Knight, he's got some zingers.
Yes, tell the kids what we're reading today, Jank.
Today we're reading Solo Avengers number 12, starring Hawkeye and the female Yellowjacket.
Yeah, this is from 1988. And the reason you picked this is because Abomination was the villain, right?
Yeah, at
But is
least
it?
in theory.
Yeah,
Apparently,
it's
not
really.
really.
It's not really Abomination. The
Yeah,
old
I
bait
had
and
no idea this.
switch.
Yeah, a part of his history that he was not,
Yeah.
somebody else was in his body for a while.
I'll be honest, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, yeah, they kind of tricked me on this.
So, all right, that's what we're reading here today. Before we get started on that, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think we're up to 380 in terms of subscribers, so we picked up maybe one, just one, but that's all right.
Just chip away, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to read Dark Knight Returns anyway, so I'm fine with it. But if we get to 500, Jank is going to make me read it.
That's
And
right.
also, I have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective, and it won an award this week as well.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
congratulations.
thanks. Yeah, yeah.
What
So that's
award?
yeah, 5-star literary Titan award.
Mm.
Sebastian Winthrop is a Titan of literature.
Oh, holy hell.
Yeah, amazing.
He's a King Kong sized monkey now.
So, oh, that could tie into the working title for the sequel is Comic Kong. Yeah,
Oh,
that takes place at a comic book convention. All right,
I like
so
it.
this here book, Solo Avengers, the series started in 1987, and it ran for 20 issues until 1989, and then it changed its name to Avengers Spotlight.
Oh, yeah, I had a couple of those.
Yeah, with issue 21, and then that ran until January of 1991, ending with issue 40. So you had
Hmm.
20 issues as Solo and 20 issues as Spotlight. But now the format was always it was one opening lead story, usually starring Hawkeye,
Yeah.
and then
It was like with Marvel team up where it was like always Spider-Man
yes.
teaming up with somebody else. This is basically always Hawkeye.
Yeah, he would have the lead story, and then there'd be a backup story featuring some random Avenger.
Yeah.
Um,
Or in this case, someone who's not even on the Avengers yet, apparently.
yes, some random woman. But I do know there is a Doctor Druid backstory. So
Oh, thank God. It's just him like giving someone advice, going on a book tour.
so, but then with issue 35, they changed the format and they just did one story, so no backup story.
Yeah, smart.
So, yeah,
And they didn't have to all be about Hawkeye anymore.
but then it lasted only 5 issues, so before they shut the doors.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so that's the series we're dealing with. Now, the big villain in this, Hawkeye confronts the Abomination, and I didn't do too much research on this because I figure you know all about the Abomination. But
Yeah.
basically, his real name is Emil Blonsky.
Yep. He
That's
was
a
a
hell of a
Russian
name.
spy.
That's right. His first appearance was Tales to Astonish, issue 90, 1967, created by Stan Lee and Gil Kane. He was a KGB agent who deliberately exposed himself to more gamma radiation than Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
He said, "I want to be a Hulk."
I think what happened was the Hulk was trying to kill himself because somebody was trying to take him over or something. So Bruce was like, I got to kill myself. The only way to do it's like to
Oh,
expose myself to even more gamma radiation, like way more than I've ever had before, just so it'll, finally kill me. And but then the army showed up and like dragged him out of there. But Emil Blonsky was like, "Oh, hey, this guy was trying to give himself more gamma power. I'll jump in there and take some of this."
what could go wrong?
Yeah,
So he turns himself into this giant green monster guy who's bigger and stronger than the Hulk. At least that
yeah.
was the premise originally. I don't know if that's still true, if he's still bigger and stronger than the Hulk.
I think supposedly he's like at his base strength, he's stronger than the Hulk. But once the Hulk gets angry, then it's just
Yeah,
game on.
yeah. But that was
He's way
Stan Lee's
stronger.
idea. He wanted someone even bigger and stronger than the Hulk because the first time they fought, the Abomination beat up Hulk, I guess.
Yeah. And he's more monstrous looking. Like he's got weird fins for ears and is all scaly.
Yeah. How'd you feel about his depiction in that Hulk movie? Tim Roth, wasn't he
Yeah.
Abomination? They
Uh,
they made him look weird in
yeah,
that.
they did. Yeah, they gave him like a rounded head. I don't know what they
Like
were
an
thinking on
exposed
that
rib
one.
cage. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
strange.
He was very anorexic
Yeah.
almost,
I don't, I don't
but
get what
still
they were
strong.
doing. Yeah.
That was the early days when they hadn't quite figured out all the kinks.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about Abomination we should know, Jack?
Uh, well, with the leader, I would say they're kind of neck and neck as to who is the Hulk's greatest nemesis. The
Yeah.
leader is obviously the guy who's the opposite, where he's got the gamma smarts instead of the strength, and the Abomination's kind of his equal in terms of strength. So he got interesting in the Peter David run. Like he was like living underground and kind of like helping a group of homeless people, kind of like the Morlocks, because they don't think they were mutants necessarily, but like he was just kind of living under, because he didn't want to live among people for a while because he was so hideous. So he was like kind of leading this underground group where he crossed over with a bunch of books doing that. And then he ended up killing Betty Ross there.
What?
Yeah. The end of
Really?
Peter David's run, she just comes down with like radiation sickness. And, Bruce, of course, blames himself. He's like, oh, this is probably all of her exposure to me. But it turns out that he actually like slipped the Abomination had slipped in and put his own blood in some transfusion she had gotten, so it
Oh
gave her
no.
radiation
That
poisoning.
Betty and her blood transfusions. We
Yeah,
dealt with that in Sandman in
does
that
not
Hulk
work
issue.
out. Yeah.
Stay away from the transfusions, Betty. So, but then she was like, didn't she become like a monster then or something?
Well, she died and eventually came back and
They always come back.
turned into the Red She-Hulk for a while,
Yeah.
and then the Red Harpy
Yes, the
eventually.
Harpy. That's the one I was thinking of.
Uh,
And like I read that Abomination, Red Hulk killed him, right? But then he came back.
yeah, yeah. Actually,
The
I'm
Hulk.
not sure if he is back in normal continuity yet. Because I think maybe he did come back, yeah. But for a while, Rick Jones had also turned into like a blue version of the Abomination called A
Oh,
Bomb.
oh, that's right. I've heard of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he did come back though, and I think the Hulk like drained him of his gamma energy, like he was going around just draining people, trying to cure all the gamma,
That,
inflicted.
that is interesting though when you bring up the Hulk villains because, yeah, I would say the leader, if I had to rank him, would probably be number one in my mind, and then Abomination. But who would be three?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Yeah, he doesn't
Um,
really have the big cast of villains like Spider-Man or, you
yeah, he's
know,
almost better when he's fighting the heroes like Wolverine and Thing and stuff like that.
yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
guess
cool when he fights the Juggernaut. That's always fun because they're kind of on par strength wise.
and we know he did have some battles with Sandman in the early days, but I don't know, like the army, I guess, would be his third, right? They're always trying to catch him, the Hulkbusters and everything, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
so,
mean, it was some who are like important in stories, like whoever the king of the planet Hulk was before he took over, but he just kind of killed that guy right away.
yeah,
That's like a one story thing.
yeah, he doesn't really have the big
There's
roguey
definitely some
gallery,
other cool ones, but not like he is kind of better when he's fighting the other people's strong villains. Like he fights the
or
Rhino sometimes, that's always cool.
or when he's
You
just
give him,
hitchhiking down the road, like Bill
yeah,
Bixby on the old Hulk TV show.
just got the old thumb out.
So, all right, that's the Abomination. Also, in the backup story, we mentioned it features that Yellowjacket lady. Her real name is Rita DeMara. We've talked about her before because she was in that one.
That
Uh,
Avengers annual that was part of the Evolutionary War, and she just kind of died, I think, in that, right? Or she didn't really die, but she was like sent to the future.
oh, that's right, because she does end up going to the 31st century, and she becomes part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
And I was wondering how that happened, and that's right. I totally forgot she was in that issue. I was thinking of the Masters of Evil. Remember when Baron Zemo and them destroyed the Avengers Mansion? We did that issue,
Yep.
and she was a
Fixer, who
part.
is the villain of her story, is also in that issue, I believe,
Yeah.
or that storyline.
So yeah, she was part of that evil group there for
Yeah.
that.
This is kind of right, I guess, in the in between when she is not quite an Avenger yet, but she's not with the Masters of Evil necessarily either.
Well, yeah, this is after they destroyed the mansion, but she was
Yeah,
in
she's in
prison.
jail at this
Yeah,
point. Yep. Yep.
and the Fixer breaks her out. But Rita DeMara, her first appearance was Avengers 264, 1986, created by Roger Stern and John Buscema. And I have the notes. She somehow joined the Guardians of the Galaxy in the 31st century, and you explained it. So there you go.
Yeah.
How about that?
And then I think she came back just in time to be murdered.
Oh, what?
Part of the Avengers The Crossing storyline. Yeah.
Who killed her?
I think it was Iron Man, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, Iron Man went evil.
Man, that's not good.
Yeah, you don't want
So,
that.
um, also, I guess her backstory is she just stole one of it's the old stole the old
Scott
Hank Pym
Lang thing,
suit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
same premise as Scott Lang.
They only had one idea. They're just gonna recycle
Except thank God this outfit was made for a sexy woman. That's like she had it
it.
so
Yeah. Maybe she's got some tailoring skills.
I guess.
Or Hank Pym just likes some weird stuff. Janet, tonight I'm gonna be the lady.
So but yeah, her first fight when she stole the outfit, then she encountered Wasp and they had a fight, and she didn't know she could like shrink down, I guess. And then when she did, it like messed with her head. She's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And she got killed.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so here she's like not quite good yet, but she's not. Well, she is kind. She is a
She's
horrible
just
person.
smitten. Yeah.
She's a horrible
Yeah.
person. We'll get into that when we get there.
uh,
And the other villain in that issue is, or that story is the Fixer. And
hmm
we've talked about him briefly, I think, in the past, but his real name is Paul Norbert Ebersol. That's an interesting name. First appearance, Strange Tales 141, 1966, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And he's just this fancy scientist fella who works for criminal cartels like Hydra. And he can always invent gizmos and tech and stuff.
Yeah, he's kind of like the evil Forge, essentially.
Yeah. And yeah, he did join Baron Zemo's Masters of Evil in 1986.
Yep.
So,
And then he was a founding member of the Thunderbolts when the Masters of
yes.
Evil were pretending to be, the heroes. He got like a major, like
Yeah.
Baron Zemo gave them stuff to
Glow up.
them a facelift. Yeah. Yeah. He got hair and like a goatee and shit. He looked a lot cooler. And he
Uh,
went by Techno under that.
Techno. That's
Yeah.
right.
And then I think early on his body got destroyed and he was like a robot for a little while.
Oh.
And he like kind of stayed loyal to Zemo and like eventually he got like a body rebuilt or his body came back somehow. And he did end up going straight.
Oh, how about
And then I
that?
think way later in one of the later iterations of the Thunderbolts, there was a whole thing where he went back in time to like the early days of the Thunderbolts and like him and his younger self got into it and he accidentally killed his younger self. So he like had to erase his memories and pretend to be the younger self from that point on. It was like so it's like some
Hey,
time loop essentially. It's like, oh, okay,
I'll,
that's
I'll be
weird.
honest. I'd really like to smack the hell out of my younger self. Just shake him. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway. All right, so let's look at this cover, Jack. Why don't you describe it for us?
All right. So we got the little corner box with a big old picture of Hawkeye just kind of standing there with his bow,
I
looking
always
all
liked
proud.
Hawkeye when I was a kid. I thought he had a cool outfit, and
Great costume. I wish they would have kept it. Like they got rid of the mask in the recent
what?
years. And
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, the
yeah,
mask is
that's the
cool, man.
distinctive part. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
cool. He's got that little girdle, like that little skirt thing he wears.
yeah, yeah. He's all like purple and blue, purple boots, purple gloves, blue,
Yeah,
purple mask,
so cool.
and he always got those trick arrows, so that's always awesome.
Yeah, he needed those against the Abomination
He,
here.
he handled the abomination pretty well. He just,
Yeah, surprisingly. Better than I would have thought. Although I have some issues with the final part of this, but
I have more issues with just the dialogue and the writing.
yeah, yeah, that's for sure. All right. Well, we got like an orange background and it says Solo Avengers starring Hawkeye. I think
I
they
like the
use,
Hawkeye lettering, like the
yeah, that's pretty cool.
you got like an arrow, like the back at tail end of the arrow at the H, and the point of the arrow at the E at the end, and a kind of
Yeah,
like
like
an
it's going straight through. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
pretty cool.
Yep, I like that. Um, and it says, "Here comes the Hulk busting Abomination." And we got a shot of the Abomination standing there, all big and tall, and Hawkeye is kind of cowering beneath him, like shooting an arrow right up at his, kind of shoulder. It looks like he's aiming at there. Um, and then we got a little corner or like a little box on the side there with Yellowjacket just flying around in the sky, and it says, "Plus, of all people, Yellowjacket."
Yes, because even they don't know why a non-Avenger is in the backup story.
Yeah, an Avengers solo or solo Avengers.
This cover is drawn by someone named Macklin, apparently, if you look at the side there. So I don't know who that is, and I forgot to look it up. So
Yeah, that's a good question. I know
But
Al
it's
Milgrom, but I don't know Macklin.
but it's a it's a cover. It's cover. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not the best, but it's fine.
yeah. All right, so we open it up and we see when the Abomination comes a calling, and we see the Abomination in his little blue underpants, and he's
Yeah. When you're that ripped, you don't need to wear anything else except underpants.
and he's breaking out of some sort of steel manacles, and like all these guards are around him running for cover. And this plot was done by Tom
Yeah, I guess he's
DeFalco.
at the raft. Or not the
Oh,
raft.
okay, the raft. That's where they keep all the superpowered
No, I think he's in the
villains.
vault, I think, at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the vault.
What's the
The
difference
raft
between the
came
raft and the
later.
vault? Oh, okay.
I think vault was in like Colorado, and the raft, I think, was like a prison island off of New York.
Oh, okay. There you go. So Tom DeFalco did the plot here. Ralph Macchio did the script. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Ralph Macchio, you're not getting out of the first round of the All Valley tournament with this. You know, this is not
I think Ralph Macchio got his leg swept.
this is not good. The pencils are by Ron Lim, and probably my least favorite Ron Lim pencils ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree. His Abomination is not the best.
Not so good. Uh, so all right, and we see Abomination. You know, he's breaking out of the vault. Is that where we said he was? I can't remember the vault.
In your rush to report me to the vault, you became careless, sloppy, and thus
Okay.
I escaped. Nothing forged by 20th century surface men can hope to contain the Abomination. That's where you realize, oh, this isn't the Abomination.
Yeah,
This
I was
is
like,
someone
what the
else.
heck?
This is
Yeah,
Tyrannus in his body.
yeah. I was so confused by all this, like, because this book is nothing but exposition. It's just all
Yeah.
his internal thoughts are just exposition and explaining everything, and um,
I mean, I'm glad it was there because otherwise I wouldn't
yeah.
have known what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I mean it's terrible writing, but yeah, I guess you need this. But so who is this Tyrannus guy?
He's
Did you
not
ever
saying it
hear of
out
this
loud to
guy?
somebody else that already knows.
Did you ever hear of
Yes,
this
he
guy?
has fought the Hulk many times for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
he's fought the Hulk a bunch. He's kind of like a dopey looking blonde guy. He's kind of got like Wolverine-ish hair, but blonde almost. And he kind of dresses like an old Roman emperor or something like that. And like he lives underground. And he's almost like a rival to the Mole Man, I think.
oh, okay.
He's always like
Uh,
ruling the Moloids or trying to enslave them or something like that.
we should mention that Abomination, even it is his body, and but he's got like eggs on his head now. He's got like see this, oh, he has this little eggs on his
Hawkeye does mention, but he calls him like eggshell crate head or something
head.
like
Yeah,
that.
and he only has two toes on his feet, two big toes.
Yeah, he's got
So,
less than Nightcrawler.
so that's something. All right, so yeah, he tells his whole backstory. Somehow he ended up in the body of Abomination, and he fought Wonder Man, and I
Yeah,
don't
I guess
know.
the Abomination had been like blasted with Modoc's rays of some kind, and it like destroyed his body, reduced him to atoms, and then somehow Tyrannus, ascended or something, and then like found himself within that cluster of atoms and found he could, you know, put them back together into the form of the Abomination, and so now he is in that body.
Yeah, I just don't get any of that. But it's just I don't know.
that's that's a little insane.
I just wanted Abomination.
Me
Uh,
too.
all right, so he wants to get revenge on Wonder Man, and he knows Wonder Man's with the West Coast Avengers at this time, so that's where he's heading, right? He's gonna go
Yeah.
find out the West Coast. So we go to the West Coast Avengers headquarters, and I don't know. Do they have a name for this at all? Is it just
Got
this
I
West
think it's
Coast
just
Avengers headquarters?
yeah, West Coast Avengers compound,
And they have
apparently.
a butler and a maid who work there.
Yeah,
And
not Jarvis.
yeah, and they're
And
chatting it up. They're worried about Hawkeye.
yeah. He's sending
And
them home basically so he can sulk all day. He's like, I just want to listen to the Smiths for a while, so you guys can all just go home.
because what's wrong with Hawkeye, Jack?
Him and Mockingbird, his wife there, they broke up.
Yeah, and we did the issue on here, the Hawkeye limited series, where he proposed to Mockingbird, right? In the hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
right.
couple years back.
Very romantic to propose in a hot tub.
Sadly, the marriage is no more, and he's looking at a picture of the two of them smiling as a couple in better days.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they broke up because there was a difference of opinion. She was like she thought that heroes should be able to kill, and he disagreed. And
yes,
apparently that was enough to split them up.
I can't get past it. Can't get
That's
past
very
it.
Hawkeye there to not be able to get past shit like that, though.
But I will say it shows his character development over the years because, when he came in the 60s, he was a bad guy, you
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
and he
Yeah.
wouldn't have any compunction about killing somebody. But now he's become a mature hero.
Have you ever read any of those early stories? Like, did he kill when he was a bad guy though, or was he just like
Yeah,
robbing people?
I think he really wasn't really that big of a bad guy. I think he just wanted to get with Black Widow, and wasn't she a bad guy at the point?
Yeah,
And so he
she
was just
definitely
doing
was.
whatever she wanted. But uh, so I will say this shot of him looking at the framed photo. I don't know what was going on there, what Ron Lim was thinking when he drew that side shot of his head, but the eye and the ear, like there are some problems going on with the anatomy there and the
A
perspective. But
little bit.
all right, so Abomination shows up at the compound. He jumps over the wall, and
Yeah.
there's some
The lasers are blasting him to try to defend the place, but he just smashes them.
yeah, and Hawkeye says, "Uh-oh, something's going on." And then this is great when Abomination is being snagged by like these Doc Ock arms coming out of the ground, and he literally thinks to himself, "Cables ensnaring me." So, I always,
Yep, definitely needed that
yeah,
because it was not obvious.
yeah, I always love when they depict what is clearly displayed in the art.
I'm
It's
glad he's at least not saying it out loud.
so
Ah, cables.
he rips the cables that were ensnaring him out of the ground, and then he's really mad. He just yells death.
The penalty for such effrontery is death.
But then he gets shot in the ear with an arrow, right in the head.
Yeah, an explosive arrow.
Yeah, so let me ask you something there, Hawkeye. You're all against killing people, but you just shoot this guy in the head with an explosive
Well, I
arrow.
mean, he's the Abomination. He's stronger than the Hulk. There's no,
Still,
you're not fucking taking him out with.
but if, so he knows it's the Abomination then? Like,
I
yeah,
think
right?
so. Yeah, you're not going to mistake him. Like, oh, is that Baron Zemo over there?
Well, he could just be some big random green dude. Like, does he know? Does he ever say he's the Abomination? I don't know. But either way, like, he could just be some big random green dude. I could be the monster of the Black Lagoon a little bit with those
Be the
ears.
Jolly Green Giant.
Man, he
You
just
could
puts
have
an
had
arrow
free
right in his
corn.
puts an arrow in his ear canal. But he's like, hey, I don't want to kill you. Why are you? So he just slams the door of the compound and starts running. And Abomination busts through the door. And again, just the art here, I don't know what's going on. Just not Ron Lim's best
Yep.
work.
Yeah, he had not found his groove yet, apparently.
So what does Hawkeye do now, Jack?
Now Hawkeye's going to try a sonic arrow, see if this frequency will, disturb him, but doesn't really do much. He kind of he shrugs it off pretty quick. Now he's chasing him down the stairs, and he's like, "Oh, I'll use a flare arrow this time." And so he blinds him with the flare arrow, and then while he's like, "I can't see, can't walk," falling because Hawkeye has now shot him with a bolo arrow that has bound his legs there. And so Abomination just falls down the stairs like a doofus.
Then he cracks him in the face with a putty arrow. Right in the face with the old putty arrow.
That
So
comes in handy so often, I'm sure.
so while Abomination is trying to get the putty off his face, um, he hits him with a rocket arrow right between the eyes again. Man,
Yeah.
he's really trying to kill this Abomination.
Again, I don't think it's even possible to kill the Abomination, especially
But
not with
he's
it.
but he says he's got an arrow that he thinks can do it. You
That's
know
right. Yeah,
what's
he's
this secret
saving
he's
one.
got?
He's got an adamantium tipped arrow that he's been saving in case Ultron showed up. It's like the only thing that could get through his, robotic chest there. So he's like, if I shoot this in his heart, I could probably kill him. Again, probably not, but he'll just regrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's staring down Abomination, and he's got the arrow. And now this part is weird. So this Tyrannus guy or whatever his name is, he has like telepathic powers as well.
Yeah, I guess
And
so.
he's like, this is all done telepathically. You lie, Avenger. I retain the telepathic powers I acquired when I was one with the flame of life. Weren't you one with the flame of life once?
They call that the Pride Parade.
I probe deep and swift to the very center of your mind. I sense you have no desire to kill. You are weak, weak, weak. But then he catches himself. He's like, hey, you wait deeper, deeper. Yes, you do desire my death. So man, this Hawkeye,
Yeah, he's layered.
he's breaking up with Mockingbird for the same reason, but he's still willing to kill
Yeah, I guess that's well, yeah, he gets into the weird explanation for that later, but that also didn't make a lot of sense. Uh,
Because I mean, if you're married to
um,
Mockingbird, you lock that down. You stay with Mockingbird. Like
I
that's
don't care
pretty
how many
good.
bodies you got to bury. I'll help you dig.
Yeah, you're in a good spot there. You're married to Mockingbird. But then Hawkeye, he can't kill him though, Jank. So what does he do?
Well, this is where it's weird. He shoots the arrow into the ground, like between Abomination's legs, and it's clearly kind of like sparking. And the Abomination's just like laughing, aha, you missed. I'm gonna kill you with your own arrow now. And he goes down and grabs it, picks it up, and it shocks him. It shoots like a bunch of electricity through his body. Which again, like maybe you don't shoot it at the ground. Maybe you just at least shoot him in the leg or something. If you're not trying to kill him, at least
Yeah,
do something where it will hit him and you're not betting on him picking it up.
yeah, he was really banking on him picking up the arrow.
Yeah.
But he does pick it up, and it's such a powerful electrical discharge because it's designed to short circuit Ultron. That's the whole point of this arrow, to pierce his adamantium shell and short circuit him. So he basically shorts out Abomination, electrocutes him, and knocks him out.
Yep. So he's unconscious, but he's definitely going to wake up soon. So he's got to get him to the vault probably pretty quick.
But he also set the control on the feather tip to stun, not kill.
Again, with the Abomination, you're going to need more than like
Yes.
go for the kill. It probably still won't work.
And he says, so just hang around while I contact the boys at the vault. That's going to be hours.
Uh, maybe he just throws him in a truck and drives him there himself.
But he just walks out. Would you like to read his closing monologue here?
Sure, this is weird. Yeah, it says, I can only guess what you saw inside me with your little telepathic probe, Greenie. And deep down, I'm sure you hit some instinctive impulse to kill whatever threatened me. But there isn't a living creature that doesn't have that impulse. It's what makes us animals. But if you temper that impulse, restrain those urges, do only what's necessary to stop an enemy, then you become a man. And when that impulse dominates your life, then you become an Avenger. The impulse to kill dominates your life, you become an Avenger?
No, 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 no. When the impulse to become a man dominates your life.
I don't
Yeah.
know. The only impulse he was talking about was kill one. He says when you temper that impulse, you become a man. But
Yeah,
if the
but
impulse dominates
I
you,
think the impulse he's referring to here is the impulse to restrain those urges.
well, I don't know. I'd go back to the drawing board, though, or old
Yes, this
Ralph.
is not a well-written book. But
He's like,
uh,
I know that, and someday you'll see that too, Bobby. Someday.
yeah, he's talking to Mockingbird there. Um,
Yeah.
that's a cool sequence of panels, though. The first one, that's three horizontal panels, or I'm sorry, vertical.
Hmm.
I never get vertical and horizontal right. I say it almost vertical panels. And in the far left, Hawkeye's standing looking down at Abomination's black silhouette smoldering corpse. And in the middle panel, he turns his back and he starts to walk away. In the third panel, you just see his outline in the doorway as he's going into the next room.
Yep.
So that's well done.
The
But
art pulled it together for those panels, at least.
yeah, but otherwise, that's the end of the story. It says, looking at the number of pages, it says 18 pages, but I felt like three. And it just
It did go by very quick.
it
Probably because it's
was,
just a lot of action and not a lot of talking other than weird internal monologuing of things that we could see.
and not really, it went by quick in a good way. Just it was so light, like weightless. It just
Yes.
floated away. I didn't even know what happened.
It's basically just a series of arrows like, okay, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to try this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try this one.
I guess they're trying to show, like we said, how Hawkeye's matured as a leader and an Avenger and all that. That's
Yeah, and
fine.
he does kind of recognize that, which was cool. He's like, "Oh, I used to give Cap, crap for being corny, and now look at me."
Yeah, so that stuff's good, but yeah, just like the sentence level writing and all the exposition, this was brutal.
Yeah,
So, all
but
right,
this next story, this is
yeah,
where it gets interesting.
this is interesting. All right, Stan Lee presents Yellowjacket, Love Stings,
Yeah, yeah,
and this was written by Howard Mackey.
that's right.
Tell us who Howard Mackey is. Do you remember?
Sure. He did a bunch of things in the 90s. He was on like the adjectiveless Spider-Man book for a while.
Okay, is that how
And
they build it? The adjective of the
yeah,
Spider-Man.
I feel like he had to. And he did, I think he eventually was on X Factor, and then when it turned into Mutant X, he was the writer there.
Okay,
I think those are the things I mainly know him from.
and then do you know this penciler Amanda Connor?
Yeah, I think she's done a lot of stuff for DC, especially like in the recent years when Harley Quinn was taking off. I feel like she
Yes,
did a
I
lot of
did
that
read
stuff.
she did Harley Quinn because I'd never heard of her, but apparently this is her first work. I don't know if in like mainstream comics or maybe her first work just in Marvel, but
Oh,
apparently she became very popular throughout the early 2000s and
yep,
90s and
sounds about
2000s.
right.
And I just read on her Wikipedia page there was some poll like she was voted the second greatest women's comic book artist ever or something. I'm like,
Um,
really? Wow.
yeah, I mean, this is early work, so you can't really judge off of
I
this.
thought she did a good job here. I
Yeah,
like this. Yeah.
it's solid.
I liked it. But yeah, I never heard of her, so I guess I missed out on her whole career. I don't
Yeah.
know anyone in the 90s and 2000s really.
Here's of this podcast eventually.
Yeah. Hey, maybe in a few years we'll do what do they even call the age after Bronze Age?
Ooh, the modern age.
There you go. We'll do the modern age. Um, so all right, those are the creators here, and the first page we get a big splash page of Fixer busting Yellowjacket out of prison, and she's kneeling down, putting her costume on, and there's exchanging gunfire with guards,
Yeah,
and he's holding a little
yeah.
grenade of some sort, ready to chuck it.
Looks like a pumpkin bomb almost, basically. He's ripping off other people's gimmicks.
Yeah, and at this point, Fixer he wears like this green outfit with blue gloves and boots, and he's got like this blue mechanical chest piece that has like
It's almost like he's
gadgets.
playing laser tag almost in the
Yeah,
in the 80s.
and he's got a green helmet, and but you can see his face, but he's got like a black mask, like a domino mask situation kind of. Um, so yeah, it's a weird look. And of course, Yellowjacket just looks like a sexy Hank Pym. So,
Maybe slightly less domestic abusey. Hank Pym.
so he chucks the grenade and he sends the guards scurrying. She shrinks down to a small size, and they fly out of there because the Fixer can
Yeah.
fly in that little outfit of
He's
his,
got a little jetpack in his techno outfit.
and they just fly away.
Yep.
And she's real grateful, but maybe
He's
not
like,
at
I'm gonna get you back to my place. And he's like, whoa, 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 slow down. I'm not that easy.
yeah, he's like home at last.
And
And
yeah, it's like a burned out, abandoned looking building. She's like, oh, this is a dump. But then
but
they
when
get
you open,
inside.
yeah, it's all technologically advanced, and it's got a
There's a
TV with rabbit
fridge.
ears. But most importantly, there's a big king size bed.
Yeah. He has this all ready. Right,
and and he's got a little robot that delivers maybe a nominee for best rabbit. This guy
yep.
delivers like
Yep.
champagne to him.
He reminds me of the one in Rocky Four, so I like that a lot.
And so Rita here, the Yellowjacket, she's all grateful and everything, but Fixer just didn't break her out of prison and get her out. He breaks her out because he's like in love with her.
Yeah, he was like, "I've been in love with you since I first saw you at the Masters of Evil." Like, holy hell, he fell quick and hard.
So
He's like, "I suspect you feel the same way about me." And she's just like, "Whoa, Fixer, I really me out of prison and all, but I think you've gotten the wrong idea somewhere along the line." And she just shrinks and like flies away.
yeah, just breaks his heart. Poor Fixer.
Unlucky at love
So
because he
he's
looks
just
like the lead singer of Midnight Oil.
yeah, he's a bald guy. Oh, Mr. Clean. kind of like so he's like, I won't let her get away with this. I can't. So he's upset about this, you know.
Does not take that rejection well.
And now we cut over to 1 week later at the Cresskill, New Jersey home of Janet Van Dyne,
Hmm.
who is the Wasp. And we see Yellowjacket. She's dressed like Carmen Sandiego,
That's yeah.
red coat and a floppy hat, and she's
She's like
hiding
up
out.
in a tree outside of
Yes.
Wasp's house.
It's kind of like a small tree as well. Maybe
Yeah.
she's just standing behind it, I guess.
She
But
should
it's
have shrunk
still,
down if she wanted to do
yeah.
this. I don't know why she's doing it at full size.
And she's out to get revenge on Wasp, and we get a flashback to her first encounter with Wasp, like we mentioned earlier, when she shrunk down and got freaked out and got captured. So she's
Yeah.
out for revenge now.
Uh-oh.
But then who pulls up, Jank?
Well, it's a hunky man apparently, who turns out to be, the Black Knight.
Yes, it's the Black Knight. And this Rita, she's still spying on him, and she's in her yellow jacket. I don't know how they don't see her because she, like you
Yeah.
said, she's full size and she's standing right there. But and she's in a bright yellow costume with very low cut like a lot of cleavage showing. You
Yep.
know.
That
Uh,
would stand out.
but this Black Knight fella, he's not in costume. He's just in jeans and a leather jacket, looking all cool, and he's carrying like a guitar case.
He'll come into play later.
But as soon as she sees him, she's
Flowers as
smitten.
well.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, he's got flowers, and but she is just smitten with this Black Knight fella, and so because she calls him a hunk, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens now? He goes to knock on the door, Jank, and take it away.
Yeah, and then the wasp comes flying out, and he's like, "I know, Jan. I just have something to talk to you about before we start." They're supposed to be doing like a fencing lesson, and she's
Yeah,
like,
he comes over to teach her fencing.
"Yeah." He's like, "I gotta talk to you first." She's like, "Great," and he's like, gives her the flowers, and he's like, "Here, these are for you." And she's like, "Oh, Dane, you're just the sweetest thing," and kisses him on the cheek. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way, Jan. It makes what I have to say that much easier. We've been friends for some time now. We've worked together side by side in the Avengers, and we've occasionally dated." I
Occasionally
didn't know
dated.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then
I
what's the
think that
big thing here?
I think that we are that is I'd like us I want to see more of you, Jan. I'd like us to be more than just friends. And yeah, she's not having any of that. She's like, I don't know what to say. I'm very flattered. I really like you. I hope we can always be friends, but I'm afraid there can never be anything between us. I'm afraid you remind me too much of my ex-husband, Hank Pym. Well, with the science background and being superheroes and all. Dane, it
You,
just never worked. I'm sorry.
you like science, he likes science. Not gonna
The
work.
ironic thing is, I think she almost married Tony Stark later on.
Uh,
So,
I would have been really if she married the fixer.
oh yeah,
But yeah, she just I mean they've dated, he said in the past. So it seems like
hated apparently. So I don't
yeah, what were you doing dating him if you had no interest? What are you doing?
know.
But anyway,
It's been some
um
bad dates.
so he just says he's like, "All right, I understand. I'd best be going." He just leaves. It's like, "All right, this
Yeah, we're
didn't
supposed to do
work."
that fencing lesson, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Taking my ball, going home.
And that Rita DeMara, the Yellowjacket, she's like, "What a jerk that little goody two shoes is! How could you
How
let
could
a
you...
hunk like that get away?" And
Yep.
so
So
yeah,
she's gonna
this
go in there and kick the wasp's ass, but then she's like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I should give up this revenge thing and go after that hunk.
they're getting too caught up in this supervillain thing. Who cares about little Miss Too Busy to be a prom queen and revenge? I'm going after the hunk. So breaks down and flies after. But I like the old, we see her break the Fixer's heart. Now we see Wasp break Black Knight's heart.
Yeah,
And he
just a
goes
cycle of
of love stings. Yeah, love stings. So he goes back to the Avengers mansion where it's destroyed just to reminisce about the site of the destruction. And keep in
all those
mind,
dates they occasionally had.
yeah, Yellow Jacket was part of the destruction of that mansion. So
Yeah, she definitely was. But
very
here's
freaky.
where the book gets really good.
Yeah.
Because Black Knight there, he's just kind of commiserating in his head there. I can't believe what a loser I am. I just can't believe it. All the weeks of preparation, working up the nerve to bare my feelings to Janet, and I blew it in 2 minutes, which is pretty great right there. Blew it in 2 minutes. Um, I guess I'm just not destined to find the right woman. I'll have to be content with polishing the old ebony blade.
That's right. You
It's
have to be
so good.
content with polishing the old ebony blade.
So
Because
now we
that,
know what he calls his penis.
because that is his sword, the ebony blade. But like they had to know what they were doing when they
Yeah,
wrote that,
they
right?
stuck that by the editor. Like they must have known what we were talking about here.
I
I
got
can't get a woman. I gotta polish the old ebony blade.
yeah,
If
it
I would
is.
be at the time, I would have done a spit take when I read that. I was laughing so
It is. It is going to
hard.
be tough to beat that for quote of the year. I mean, the Eternals, that one about the when you reach a climax, you can make a fish sweat.
Yeah,
That was pretty good for Cersei. But hey, and Cersei and Black Knight get
solid
together, right?
contenders.
Don't they
That's
get
right.
together?
He does
So
find love with Cersei there.
they're destined. They both have the gift to
Gift of
come come
gab.
close. So, and the whole time he's doing this, Yellow Jacket's in a tree, and she's still little, and she's just watching him, and there's little hearts around her head. She's in love with him already, just looking at him. And she's like, "It's a shame someone that cute should get jerked around by a rich witch like the Wasp. He's so good looking. I've got to let him, or what did she say? I've got to get to know him. Yet somehow I can't help thinking that I met him before." And she's, "Oh, that's it. That's right. He's the Black Knight. I remember him from the raid of the mansion. What do I do now? Go up to him and say, 'Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I helped put you in the hospital.'"
That would work on me.
And just then, the Fixer, this is a good panel here. We just get a big shot of the Fixer's face, and he's screaming at little Yellow Jacket, and leaves are flying. And he's like, "Yellow Jacket, I found you at last, you ungrateful wench."
Not enough wench being thrown around these days.
Yeah, so he put like a tracer in her costume when he had it, because he
Yep.
brought it to the jail so he could track her. And she grows back to normal size, and he's yelling at her,
Yeah, he's like
and
he's mad that she's fawning over this hunky guy, so he's like, I'm gonna take him out. And he starts firing over at
yeah, he's just gonna
Black Knight
murder this
there.
guy
Yeah. Just
because he
pulls out
doesn't
a
know.
gun, just
Yeah, he doesn't know it's Black Knight. He just thinks it's a guy with a guitar case or whatever. Um, but yeah, he just starts mowing him down with the gun. But Black Knight holds up the guitar case, and of course inside it's the old ebony blade that he's got to polish. And so it's absorbing all the energy and whatever. Um, but right when Fixer's is gonna, he knocks him down into like a hole, and then he's going to, and the ebony blade's not away from him, so he's gonna finally kill him there. And then Yellow Jacket zaps him in the head, which is kind of like the exact opposite. It's left to right, and Hawkeye shot Abomination right to left with the arrow in the head. Remember, it's like the
yeah.
very
It's like
bookended.
poetry, it rhymes.
Yes. So now she's like, hey, you can't. Why kill an unarmed man, Fixer? Afraid a little woman would give you too much of a fight. So now they start fighting.
Yep. They're just firing everywhere at each other. And the fixers, he blasts are all going astray and causing all kind of damage. Apparently, like we blast the fence to Avengers Mansion, and like a little girl is like playing around there, and she just falls
Yeah,
into the hole.
yeah. I don't know how this happened exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you end up through the fence there, little girl, but okay.
Yeah, and yeah, because yeah, it makes no sense.
But
But I
she's fallen, so the yellow jacket's like, "Oh, a child, I better grab it," and he grabs her and saves her. And the mom's all super grateful, like, "Oh, thank you."
and Black Knight is so impressed he starts polishing his ebony blade right then and there.
Yeah.
And, but then this part here, so he's been trying to shoot her. The Fixer's been trying to shoot Yellow Jacket for several panels, and he can't. He can't hit the side of a barn. But now he
No.
shoots a rock on the ground, and shoots it up off the ground, hits her in the head, and knocks her unconscious.
He's amazing when he's not shooting right at something.
So Black Knight, he's stunned her. She's helpless. And Fixer says, "This is the way I like you, my love," knocked unconscious.
What a creep. I think he's
And
like,
to
I'm gonna
make
get you with a mind control pod now.
think that's what Bill Cosby used to say too. And he says, to make sure you stay this passive, I find it necessary to give you a mind control pod. Dun, dun, dun. He's going to put it in her ear, but Black Knight breaks out the old ebony blade,
Very polished. Look at how sparkly it is.
gleaming.
Glinting. Yep.
So Fixer starts to try to shoot him, but he's blocking everything with the blade. Then Yellowjacket wakes up. First, he shrinks down real little, and then she grows real big again and punches Fixer right in the face
Yeah.
and knocks him
Knocks him
unconscious.
unconscious in one punch.
And what happens to the Fixer, Jank?
Well, his little tech jetpack thing just kind of apparently has a fail safe where if he gets knocked unconscious, it'll fly him away to like safety. So that's what it does. It just kind of takes his unconscious body and flies him away.
I love that shot of her Yellowjacket in the panel below that. That's a great shot of her. And
Except for the coloring that made part of her head
yeah,
green. So it looks
yeah,
got
but the art's
a
great.
big hole in her scalp.
And he's like, Black Knight's like, nice piece of teamwork. Maybe we could get together for a drink sometime. It's Black Knight. He's quick to
Yeah.
rebound.
I mean, you did put me in the hospital, but it's all right.
I mean, I was just in love with the Wasp like 30 seconds ago, but I see this girl with the low cut costume. I'm in. And so she just kisses him.
Yeah.
And she flies off. She says, I'd love to stick around, but the cops are going to be showing up soon, and I'm a wanted woman. I'll look you up sometime, though. And he
He
thinks,
says, yes, you do that.
yeah, he thinks it to himself.
Yeah.
And that's the end. I'm a wanted woman. That's a good way to
Yep.
start a relationship.
The
I would stick
Black
around, but the
Knight's
cops
not
are
gonna
coming.
do anything about it. Like, yeah, whatever. Let her
Yeah,
go. She was a good kid.
I'll go home and polish the ebony blade. I don't care. Doesn't matter. So there it is. The end of Solo Avengers. The backup story was great. That was
Yeah,
entertaining.
sure was.
I
Loved
enjoyed
every
that a
second
lot.
of it.
Like the structure of it was great. We had the old switcheroo, like you know, her breaking Fixer's heart, and then Wasp breaking Black Knight's heart, and then the two of them getting together at the end there. Um, yeah, the great dialogue. Like I said, I like the art. It's I mean, it's you can
Yeah,
tell
it's
like
solid.
it's early, I guess, in her career, but there's some panels here that are just really, really, really good.
She draws a good Yellow Jacket. I don't think I've ever cared much about Yellow Jacket before, but
Yeah,
now I'm kind of in.
because her style's like almost like more cartoony, but it's good.
Yeah,
It works.
it's very good
So,
faces.
all right, yeah. So if you had to rate this issue, I
Ooh,
would
that's tough.
I would say the
You got
first
to
half
average
is
them
like a
out.
one.
It wasn't that bad. I'd give it like a 3.
It wasn't good. The second one was very entertaining. So,
Yeah.
uh, I guess overall, I'd go five just because.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to be like a 3 on the first part and 8 on the second part.
Yeah,
Average
balanced
out to
out.
about a 5.
Yeah, so that'll work, I guess. So there you go. Five for Solo Avengers. Any other closing thoughts on this tale, Jack?
Uh, I mean, that dialogue's going to live in infamy in my brain. I'm going to be using that euphemism the rest of my life.
Go polish the ebony blade. It is great. All right, so next week here on the big show, I do this thing now where I really don't pick the issue until right before the show,
Yep.
and
Game time decision always.
so I presented Jank with two options before we started recording. I said we could. I think when this next episode comes out, it'll be right in the middle of the old Fantastic Four
Yeah, it'll
hype.
be right after the first weekend, probably.
Yeah, so we could try and cash in on that and do a Fantastic Four issue.
I don't even know if there is hype. I feel like Superman is stealing the hype.
I think there's hype. I think people are fired up about Fantastic Four. So,
I don't know.
but
We'll see.
we considered doing the first issue of Herbie the Ribbit. Um, but then we considered a couple other Fantastic Four episodes. But then we've done a lot of Fantastic Four, and no one listens to this show anyway. So why are we chasing viewers or
True.
listeners? So instead, we're going to go off the board again. And I like picking these bizarre, random choices. Last time I think I did champions, but not the champ.
Yeah, that's right. That was a great one.
That was a good one.
We learned a lot in that issue.
So next week we're going to do Mr. X.
Mr. X. All right.
And Mr. is spelled out, X, issue 1 from 1984. For your sake, Jank, he is no relation to Mr. A.
Thank God.
This is Mr. X.
Mr. X. Okay.
This is bought from Vortex Comics.
Oh, another new company I've never heard of. All
Yeah,
right.
but it seems really cool. Cool art, cool design. And we'll get into the back. Oh, I guess we'll explain next week. But I guess the premise, it influenced a lot of stuff after it, including like Tim Burton's Batman, and
Oh, I
you ever
like
see the movie
that.
Dark City? But
Yes.
yeah, this influenced that, I guess. And
Okay.
so really cool art, really cool design and look to it. So
This
I'm
does look
excited.
fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. So Mr. X, number 1 from 1984. I figure we'll start with one. I don't like starting with one, but we don't know anything about this, so let's just start with number
Yeah.
1.
It looks like it's kind of a mystery type thing. It's like you can't jump into the middle of a mystery.
Yeah, let's understand what we're dealing with. So, all right, that'll be next week here on the Big Show. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until then, don't get any jank on you.